Come on. Oh, but we have to do this. Yes. And it shouldn't have messed up our ACO, right? Okay. And my mic is good, everything's good. Wait. Nope. Nope. Okay. There we go. ACO link and mic. Okay, I think we're good. So it's so confusing because you have your default Windows audio device, you have the audio device inside inside OBS, and then you have the audio device used by ACO. Anyway. Okay. I guess we're gonna try to do something with Vital today. Vital, for those who don't know, is, I'd say, one of the popular synths right now, it seems. I'm just gonna jump right in. Like, I don't know. I've spent maybe 15 minutes inside this plugin so far. I don't know anything about it really, to be honest. I see 3 oscillators, similar to Massive. Well, actually, Massive only had 2, right? Similar to, I'm thinking Serum. I'm getting all confused. Massive had 3. Serum has 2 wavetables, not off. Anyway, I don't really know how Serum works. That's a learning session for another time. Today, I'm gonna focus on Vital. I see more people moving towards Vital, and like almost like how people moved away from Massive towards Serum, almost like people are moving towards Vital away from Serum a little bit. Not that it's a replacement. All right. Okay, so what is and phase is unison and phase. Okay, so what's happening there? That would be the random one, random 2. Is that not the LFO? Where is... See, this is like something you can map, right? So instead of having it mapped, having a knob mapped to an envelope or an LFO filter, you can have it mapped to random and choose the parameters of the randomness. Like, I get that. I'm kind of understanding this. The envelope, the LFO, the random. But what is causing right now? And then, okay, so can we remove, bypass, make bypass? Okay, cool. This is pretty straightforward. Like, I like this so far. But what I don't understand... Different, is it... Oh, is it actually? Maybe it is this. Sync stereo. Okay, spread. It's not that. Can we turn it off? Is there like an on-off toggle? I think the random is what's... Because it sounds like it's having different tones. Tempo. Note. Smooth. I don't want... So right now I'm trying to understand why it's making different sounds. With the 2 of them coming together only, though. So maybe that's... Oh, you know what? I think it has to do with the phase. That's what's going on, the unison and the phase. Because they're both the same oscillator. I think that's what's up. What if all 3? Yeah, it's slightly different, and I think it has to do with the phase. 100%. I don't know I think that might only matter if... And this would be... This would be macros for each of the oscillators to control multiple things. So we would, how do we do this? Level, no, how do we do this? Learn MIDI assignment. Enter value, no. Learn MIDI assignment. But then you can't, Interesting. Two filters for toggling. Pretty straightforward there. We can probably route to the filters differently, like how Massive does. Yeah, so you can choose oscillator 1, 2, or 3, or to send to both filters. So with filter 2, okay, or you could. Interesting. Okay, so. You know, Massive has the two filters, and it's either serial or parallel, in that you send it to the first filter, then the second filter, or you send it to two filters at the same time, and that's both of those come together on the other end for your output. This has a slightly different approach. It has the two filters, but then you just toggle. Okay, I like the layout. It's pretty clean. I'm getting a grasp of what each of these components and panels are for and stuff, but I still don't really, and I think I understand that those different sounds when we had the two of the same wavetable on top of each other, I think that was because of phase, but I don't really understand phase, honestly. Let's do a quick notepad. And we'll do this real quick. Can we do... Cool. Okay, so that's kind of the same thing. So this is going to be Vital. Desktop. It's on the oscillators, right? So oscillator phase. Oh my god, I can type right now. It's definitely something I need to understand better, and unison is just how many voices you can choose, one voice, two, and then, okay, cool, it's got the visual, just like other plugins. Spectral morph, and then this is probably the spread, yeah, detune. So this is, I don't like that I can't, oh, here we go, do I have to double click? Double click, that's interesting, okay. So then what does a single click do? Nothing. Oh, no, a single click does nothing, okay. So right? That's so weird. Double click my mouse wheel. Yeah, double click the mouse wheel to set it back to default. Usually in FL it's the single click, and most plugins will have the single click just because that's the FL mapping, but this does have that reset to default value, but it's a double click. That's kind of weird. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry for the sniffles. You'll have to excuse me. Okay, so maybe I kind of understand the different parts of what we're looking at now. Maybe we go through some presets and kind of see what happens. I guess we'll start with that. Because there's going to be a lot going on here. So we have the randomizer, inevitably. How do we see what chorus delay? How do we see what is being routed where? Oh, okay, so it highlights it. So this says oscillator 1, frequency morph amount. And it'll show you, it'll like highlight. Okay. But if you don't know where it is, then it's going to be hard to find. Maybe just like this one. It could even be in a different tab that it's not like. So it could be in this tab, right? There we go. See? Holy shit. What did I tell you? Goddamn. So I was literally just looking at this tab. I was getting a little ahead of myself. So the effects are pretty straightforward, I think. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of learning and a lot of delving into this, definitely. And And I'm also seeing similar to voice. Okay. Okay, so these are just macros, mappable macros, and in this patch, they're used for certain things. That's fine, I understand it. And between the different tabs, it doesn't change. They're just the macros. Got it. And so even if they're not mapped, that's just how the macros work. They're just part of the plugin. And then these tabs are kind of a separate thing. So we have our effects. And then, yeah, so the envelope and the LFO and all of it, the random, is still independent of these tabs too. So this is kind of just for voice, effects, matrix, which I believe is kind of like FM synthesis, right? So you have a source and a destination and an amount. It's kind of like the grid of FM synthesis and the amount being the knob where the two meet. I think this is like FM synthesis, but I also don't know how to do FM synthesis. But I think that's kind of what's going on here. So like you have your voice, you have your 3 oscillators, again, so the filters are kind of separate, but you have your 3 oscillators generating noise being filtered. You have the effects, you know, it's coming out of voice, it's going into effects, and then coming out of effects, and then going into matrix. Is that true? You can't reorder them, it looks like. High cutoff, distortion amount. So, yeah. Stereo morph, source. Interesting. So maybe it's not like FM synth. Mod remap, linear, sawdown. Interesting. And then advanced. Good lord, this looks fun. What? Oh my god, I don't even know. This to me looks like a lot of you can choose unison. A lot of different spectral spread, distortion spread, table spread, so wavetable spread, I would guess. Stereo unison, unison blend. And this is some sort of... Oh, okay, I see. Oh, and this will show like what? A kind of spectrograph or... No, okay, it doesn't show anything. Oh, but this... Okay, so that's because that's being affected by the matrix, I believe, right? So what value is changing here? Because it doesn't look like any of them are changing. I don't understand. Note track, reverb mix. I don't know. Okay, so advanced has some more unison stuff. High-res wavetable. I don't understand. That didn't seem to change anything. But I think I kind of have an idea of what that's about. Alright, so other things in the advanced tab. We have voice. Tuning. Tune, transpose. Voice override. Oversampling. Display either in semitones or hertz. Analysis. So this is our this is our spectrograph stuff, which isn't really present elsewhere. You can't seem to change display. You can't change anything about the analysis windows. You can't resize them. You can't. There's no like options or anything. It seems like, which is kind of surprising. But oh hey, what's up? How's it going? Welcome. So it's kind of weird. To me, this seems. Huh. I mean, it's nice to have. I'm surprised that they don't have more settings where you can change things, or at least make it bigger, like double click it and make it the pop-up window or something. Okay, so we have legato. So I think polyphony, pitch bend range, velocity would be having to do with it's not like note velocity where how hard you press the key. I think that doesn't that have to do with like what does it say? Velocity track. I think that is just anyway. Oh, we are gonna go back to the proper scene here. There we go. And let's look at some patch that isn't so esoteric and like weird and random and crap. Let's look at something a little more simple. Browse presets. Oh, we haven't really messed with the preset browser either. So we right click here, check for updates 50. Oh, cool. You can this is clever. Oh man. This feels a lot more intuitive to me than Massive. Serum is very overwhelming too. This seems very streamlined, very intuitive. I like this. So this is 135. I don't know that I want to do that because things are just out of reach. That's cool though, I guess. Alright. So then we can change. So we have patch up here. We can quick browse. We can edit basically the folder, the type of patch it is, the name of the author, and the comments. What's this? Okay, so this is the same as right-clicking this, right? Initialize, load, tuning, log out. Yeah, so I can either click here on the menu bar or like right-click. Same thing. I'm just working through trying to learn this. I've pretty much. I mean, we have pitch bend and another mod wheel here, right? Mod wheel, yeah, mod wheel, pitch wheel, mod wheel. We have our keyboard. Oh god, it sounds kind of cool when you do the quick sweeps, though. Honestly, that sounds dope. Not gonna lie, I like that. Sounds very nom. See, the other thing I have to fix about my stream, not about like, so this list down here with all the white text is like things that I want to fix about like music and like things I have to learn. The thing I want to fix about my stream is if I don't even know how to emoji, but if I type in chat on my streaming software, it comes up not my name. I want to fix that. But I see your cookies and I want to also cookie emoji, but I don't know what I'm doing. Can you hear the music well enough? And my mic? How are my audio levels? Let's find a more simple plugin. Browse presets. Okay, one sec. But you can hear my voice fairly well? Squish clicker. Okay, cool. I wasn't playing anything too loud in the software. I try to not, because there's going to be surprise loud noises all the time. There's something on Fox's stream that says they're like in the corner at all times. It says warning: loud noises occasionally happen. Such is music production. So we want a simple patch, lead or keys. Keys would be easy. And there really aren't many patches that come with this. I mean, obviously you can download them online. Every single one is by a different author. Okay. which is interesting. A lot of delay and reverb, but a simple... it's like a nice organ. Let's just look at the plug. This is probably going to be our most simple patch. This is going to be really easy too, but this is... honestly, this might be more bare bones. Let's take a look at this. Hey! Watch where you point that thing. Can you hear this fairly well? I gotta get my own emojis. My own, yeah, whatever. Alright. Oh, hello, Facebook viewer, whomever you may be. Hop on over to Twitch if you want to join chat, because we'll get the Discord going eventually, where, maybe that's how I take the approach, because, like, Facebook Live just lets you comment. You can't join a chat room. But maybe every time I go live to the Facebook thing, I just add the Discord. But either way, you can hop on Twitch if you want to join chat. Okay, so... the envelope. I also have to decide if I want to say envelope or envelope. Because I'm not sure. Important things. So there's different ones affecting different things. Each one has its own attack, decay, sustain, release. Oh boy. Filter FX cutoff would be this. Right, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I wish these lined up with this, because chorus lines up with chorus, compressor lines up with compressor, distortion, but like because they're not aligned, it's really confusing to look at. So, okay, filter FX cutoff, which would be this one. This I don't like. This is the first time I've been like, wow, this is kind of... the rest of the plugin is really well laid out. This, I think, is confusing. But that's okay, I still see what's up. Voice tune on the LFO would be... wait, no. Voice tune. Whatever. Fuck it. I gotta start sound designing. This is getting stale. As well, if you want to. Okay. I was just trying to get in some time before I leave to pick up Grace. So maybe when I come back from that. Although when I come back from that, my dad's gonna grab me and we're gonna go check out the car. So maybe. Okay, so, I mean, it was Water Razor, but it was very LFO1. I think it was because it was, oh, it's Creepy Solar. Okay, so that's interesting. It's the case that if you go back and forth, it doesn't. Okay, so if you're on a RIN, okay, I see what's happening. If you load up a plugin, you load up a patch, yeah, maybe not today. Are you trying to be regular with it? Because, like, this is day 2. It's like my second music stream. So this is the start of consistency, and I want to do this while Grace is in school. So I don't know what you have planned. You also have your work schedule, and honestly, I mean, I don't know what my schedule is going to be like in the coming weeks. But for now, this is it. This is my schedule. Where was I? So it looks like when you load a patch, you can also load them through the Windows Explorer browser. When you load a patch and use the arrow keys on the wavetable, on the oscillator wavetable, right? So resynthesize is somewhere in here. I don't see it. Or why don't I? Let's try a different one. That's interesting. So I think it's the case. That's so weird. So yeah, me too. I have to. I have no choice. Like I have to focus on something that isn't just like video games or, you know, something stupid. Gotta put my energy into something. So this is kind of weird because, right, it's using a wavetable that what? It's using a wavetable that I don't have. It's part of the patch, I guess. Analog wavetable basic shapes. So like both of these are part of factory, right? No, now I'm confused. Alright, so I don't really understand the wavetable thing. There's a lot of stuff here that I'm not. Get more. No, I don't want to get more. Is that what these are? I'm confused. Okay, I'm a little confused about the wavetable. So that's Oh, we'll do like that. Yeah, goes underneath. We need to learn about oscillator phase. We need to learn about wavetable, browser, and patches because I don't really understand what's going on there. I mean, shit, for 25 minutes, like I said, I spent maybe 15 minutes. Now I'm thinking I spent less than 15 minutes in this plugin before today, and now, you know, for 25 minutes, I think I've wrapped my head around a good amount of it. It's not so foreign to me, at least. I didn't really do anything approaching sound design. I'm kind of confused about the wavetables. I need to figure out. I'm gonna need to also download. Okay. Yeah, after I come back, I'll let you know. My dad's gonna be here. I need to download some patches. That's what I need. I said serum. Oh my gosh. Download Vital patches. Talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Have a good start to your stream. What was the other thing? I want to see if, like, similar to Serum, if you can upload. Yeah, you can initialize text. Maybe you can't. Or, oh, you can add folder. You can just add your. Yeah, you can just have whatever wavetables you want. So then, Learn about custom wavetables. So I kind of understand them, but kind of don't. Bye for now. Oh, I see what this is. So this is... And then you have different... You can save different ones of these too. LFO, filter, shapes, or whatever. Oh boy. Okay, and then... Oh, I see. So these are all the same, different variations, but... For the most part, okay, difference here. It's Sweet Dreams. It's a... Yeah. Anyway. Huh. Okay. This is glide. So as in... So let's load up a simple preset again. Browse presets. I think I might dip into something. Yeah, you know what? I think I've gotten my head around a little bit of Vital for now. I've learned some jumping off points of like where I need to go next to learn. I think we're gonna go back into Massive and Serum now and revisit those, and probably just fucking all of these. Not today, but let's look at Serum real quick, because I think there were a lot of parallels that I was seeing with Vital. So instead of 3 oscillators, we have 2 oscillators. We have the ability to use custom wavetables similar to this. Transpose snap I didn't look at. Pitch I didn't look at either. So these are all pitch things. Tune, transpose, pitch snap. Or transpose snap rather. Unison and phase. And this is different. I'm not sure about this. Different phases. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure about this either. Okay, so... Okay. So you start off with a shape, and you can change the shape, but you can also do things here. Okay. Now I'm understanding unison phase a little better, but we go back to Serum. Okay, so we have phase and unison controls. All the same. It's just laid out differently. So we have how many voices, how detuned, and how blend would be what? Like mix, no? How much they're blended in. Or how much the voices are blended together, or whatever, I don't know. So maybe that's something else. Yeah. It's not quite the same as mix, but how do the voices blend together? So we have unison, number of voices, detune. Oh, there's actually a description. I don't remember this. Okay. And if we go to Vital, we have unison. Detune would be the spread, right? Right? Unison detune right here. Number of voices, unison detune. So hold on, we go back to Serum. We have number of voices, unison detune, and then the blend would be this. Where does it? It doesn't tell us. Oscillator 1 frequency, morph amount. Right? And then this is different types of spectral morph. Okay, so this is different types of spectral morphing, and this is how much morphing. Harmonic stretch, form and scale, vocode. These are different types of spectral morphs. Inharmonic, smear, random amp, I don't know, low pass, high pass, phase, disperse, I don't know. Shepherd tone, time skew. Okay. Oh, and then we have this too. Oh my goodness. You can draw between the different points, kind of like with the automation clips in FL a little bit, kind of like that. How do you get it to be like halfway though? Not like that. Huh. Okay, well anyway, so you can do that too. That's a thing. So then it's different spectral morphs. So then how does phase and this relate to serum? We have phase random. Determines how random the start position in the waveform is. I understand that. And then phase would be determines the phase of the waveform. Yeah, what time position in the waveform the sound begins playing from on a new note. In this we have no key to reset it to the default value, which is annoying. Okay. And then we have pan level. This is our sync, bend plus. These are like the pulse wave modification, asymmetrical, flip, mirror, remap, quantize, FM from A. So these are like our spectral morphs almost, and then this is our morph amount, right? Warp alters the current, right? But they call them warps rather than spectral morphs. But I think it's kind of the same premise. And then we have wavetable position. But this only has a single frame, so wavetable position doesn't scroll through. There's only one wavetable position. Whereas we go like this, it goes through all the different frames. And we can change our view here to do the 2D view, or we can do the 3D view. And it's just going through the different frames, air quotes, frames of the wavetable, the different, individual subtables, I guess. Controls which of the 256 subtables is heard. So they call it a subtable. Interesting. So, and then we have 3 envelopes, 4 LFOs, effects, matrix, and similarly, advance. So, honestly, I mean, it's the same freaking thing here. Oscillator, the sound generation, effects, and then matrix. We go to Vital, we have our oscillators, we have our effects, we have our matrix. So that leads me back into believing that the matrix is kind of like FM synthesis, because I think Vital and Serum are both capable of FM synthesis, but I could be wrong. Excuse me, I was just using this 5 seconds ago. Alright. This is always good. Do 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 do. Something like that. And then like this. I'm just gonna like go ahead and not. I'm just gonna hold on one sec. I shouldn't have shown that on screen. That's okay. So that's kind of reassuring because it means to me that if I become more familiar and comfortable with one, it'll translate over to the other fairly easily. If I learn more Serum, it'll translate over to more familiarity with Vital and vice versa. So I like that. Vital has an extra oscillator, but I know there's tricks with Serum you can do to like get more functionality out of just the two oscillators or whatever. So let's look at that's like those are very similar. I think from here I can only familiarize myself more with it and do sound design. I'd like to look at I got like maybe 10 minutes and I'll call it. I'll just take a quick look at Massive and our like Harmer and Harmless maybe. Zeta is kind of its own thing. I feel like we have oscillators. Wait a minute. I didn't realize this though. This is actually really cool. This has 6 oscillators. I didn't really understand, and it shows so 6 is off, but these have little lights on them. You can see, so now there's 5 active, and then GL. What's GL? GL would be burst level. I don't know what this is. Random burst P time. I have no idea what GL is here. Porta mode. So it gives us different options. These are all oscillators. I get that. GL gives us main transpose, bend mode, bend up, bend down. So we can't change. So this is like almost like mode. Normal sync. Porta mode. Norm fixed varied. Okay. Mode. Anything group. Add ring sync. Pulse. PM FM. So like additive ring mod, sync, pulse mod, FM. That's what that means to me. I don't know if that's accurate. And then we have our 2 filters. We can use them both in parallel. I don't know what dual versus link means. And then we have LFO. My gosh. LFO, my gosh. Okay, so LFO, low frequency oscillator, is what an LFO means. I don't think I ever knew what that acronym stood for. Low frequency oscillator. So we have 6 LFOs, 5 and 6 say local. I don't know what that means. And then we have another one with different options. And this one's labeled AR instead of GL. Don't know what that is. And then for envelope generators, we have P 1 through 6 and then A. So pre and then amp. I bet that's what that is. Preamp and then amp. And then 6 different envelopes with the same options, more or less. Then we have modulation matrix, which is actually source, amount, curve, control, destination. This is the same matrix that's in Vital and Serum. So Zeta is an FM synth that more or less has the same capacity. I won't say the same capacity because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's different and a lot of stuff that's limited in capacity here, but like we have 6 oscillators. We have we have 6 oscillators, 6 noise generators. We have 6 LFOs, we have 2 filters, we have 6 that would be, so LFO would be like the LFOs, and then we have the envelopes, the regular envelopes, which would be let's go back to Zeta. LFO and then the regular envelopes, and then we have our matrix. It's just all on one screen. And our matrix from, Vital and Serum, it's the same thing. You're talking about a source, a destination, how much it is, and then the curve. So that's crazy. I didn't even, I kind of understood that there was a plugin called, Lex Luger or something like that, and there's some plugins where, it gives you presets that you can select, but there's, no control over the presets, and it's almost like a sample player, in a sense. You can't actually control the sound, you can just play the sounds. It's like, here's the sound bank, choose the patch that you want to play, but then there's very little control other than volume and pitch and some other things. But this, I kind of got the sense that it was more than that. It wasn't just, a preset browser, but I wasn't aware that it was as full-fledged as it is, because I'm realizing now we have everything that Serum and Vital does for the most part. We can do FM synthesis, if my understanding is correct. Which is really cool. And then this is Zeta. But you weren't even looking at, or Zeta, I don't know. We weren't even looking at the second one. So now we have very similar 6 oscillators, filter, LFO, 4 on it this time. Oh, and then AVPV. So maybe, I don't know what that is. Anyway, envelope generation, ADSR. So we have curves and then amounts, I guess. And then we have the matrix down here, mod matrix, and then what's the ARP? Oh, it has a built-in ARP maker. So you can go in here and edit this? Can you? How do you do this? Pattern, MIDI file loaded. Yeah. Hold up. Alright, I gotta cut it in a minute, but this is cool, and then we have parallel and dual like Zeta did here, with where did we see that? Where do we see that? Or did we see that in yeah, here we go, dual and link for the filters. Link being parallel. Parallel and dual. And you go here, we have the same thing, parallel and dual for the 2 filters. Oh, and we have link. So actually that's a separate thing. So this actually adds a little bit of functionality. So we have link, the 2 filters. I don't really understand what the difference there is, but something to note, I guess, for the future. And then we have our effects tab, because it's not just the LFO, the filters, and the envelopes. There's also the, wait a minute, LFO, envelopes, and filters. It's crazy, because they all kind of do similar things in a way. In a way, they kind of don't at the same time. I understand why they don't do the same thing. Right, so an LFO is an automation in a sense. It's an oscillating frequency, whereas an envelope affects the attack, decay, sustain, release of the note when you play it, whereas a filter affects the sounds being generated by the oscillator. So they're kind of, they don't do the same thing. But, I mean, looking at Zeta 2. Yeah, anyway, so we have mod matrix and then arb control for Zeta 2. So that's cool. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting this stream to turn out this way at all. So this is interesting. Massive we didn't take a look at really, but so I think Massive is a little bit less capable, right? Because we don't have the ability to FM synth in Massive, do we? We have 3 oscillators. We have a modulation oscillator, which is kind of like it affects the previous 3 oscillators in different ways. White noise generation is almost like another oscillator. It's just noise generation. It's just less robust. Feedback is also noise generation, and then insert 1 and 2 are like effects, or they're actually not effects. Those are like our morphs and the morph amount. These are like the morphs that we saw in Vital, right? Being this, spectral morphs and the different types of spectral morphs. Or if we go into Serum, the what was it? What was so that was this. Yeah, the warps. The different types of warps and the warp amount. You know. And these warps are actually more like the ones Massive. You know, you have bend plus, bend minus, etc., sync. So we'll go back to Massive. So actually, but in this you have bend plus, bend minus, different morphs for the wavetable, right? So you have the different actually let's look at it in the context of Serum. No, sorry, that's what we were already doing. Massive, is it Massive to Vital? I'm sorry. Let me get back on track here. You have the different morphs, right? These are specifically for unison though, aren't they? Whereas Serum, this is not for unison. This is for the wavetable. This is changing the wavetable. Alters the current wavetable based on the warp menu selection. But with this isn't altering the wavetable as much as it is. I mean, it is though. It is I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing, just called 2 different names. I'm not really sure. But it's interesting because Massive has it a little differently, where it has those morphs for each oscillator, but then it also has the inserts, which are also kind of like the morphs in a way. I'm not. That's my take from it. I don't know if that's totally accurate. And then we have our 2 filters, which again you can do serial parallel or a degree of it. We have an oscillator tab. So we have 4 envelopes and 4 LFOs. These 2 are called performers, but you can make them LFOs or steppers, which are basically the same thing as an LFO. It's just a different like format, a different way to design it. So 4 LFOs, 4 envelopes. We have oscillator options for voicing and stuff like that. Start like randomness and whatever, vibrato controls, KTR oscillator. This is what I was thinking of before. Target. So this almost kind of is like FM synth, I think. I don't know what KTR oscillator versus KTR FLT. And then we have voicing, or I'm very familiar with this tab. Routing is how effects are routed and how they're processed. So more advanced stuff. And then global is just settings. Oscillator filter, it's effects. These are, you can randomize things in here, change percentages. You can't click to reset it to a default. That's kind of annoying. All right. So I mean, geez, I think Harmer and Harmless are gonna have to wait for another time because I think they're like just a different beast altogether. I'm gonna spend maybe 1 or 2 minutes here real quick trying to see if they are in fact something else going on. So we have, I think one was, if these are kind of weird, like one of them is additive and one of them is like additive subtractive or some weird, I don't even remember. This is from like years ago. I barely even knew what it meant in the first place, and now I don't even remember it. So we have three-dimensional not sure what the implications of that are or what that even means really, but we have three-dimensional, we have XYZ mods. Pitch and volume. Okay, thank God we can click our mouse wheel and reset it to the default. That sounds meaty. Our different legato, portamento, limit. What's this? Different LFOs. Articulation, pan volume, phaser mix. I don't know what this is. ADSR. So this is like a filter. This is like a filter window somehow. A and B being so okay. So this is like two oscillators, almost two generators here, and we have filtering section here. Unison. God, this is laid out terribly. This looks like such a mess. Prism is harmonizer, Molo, blur. We choose our I guess what I'm not understanding is how do you choose the sound generation phase, timbre. I don't understand how you. Sato, why do I know that name? Because I know him from the presets, probably. Keyboard. Envelope, here we go, image section. Still not showing you. Effects and advanced, okay. Distortion, chorus, delay, reverb, compression. Right, so I kind of get this. Filter 1, filter 2, mix between the two. How about harmless? Harmless seems a lot more straightforward. We have subs, 3 subs, 6 envelopes. Harmonic mask is something different. I think that's based on split into different frequency bands, but I could be wrong there. Similarly to, oh god, ow. Chorus, delay, reverb, compression. So these are our effects here, right before the keyboard. Phaser, LFO, filter, harmonizer, unison. This is also laid out everything's all over the place. Okay. This is kind of what I thought. Or you could do custom. So timbre is the sound generation, and up here timbre is the sound generation. And when you click it, you can choose over here what it's actually going to be. So you can do that. There, if I knew what I was doing. Okay. So that's timber. Here we don't get a visual, we just choose it, or we can choose custom, support it. Okay, we can do wave, we can do MP3, okay. So in a sense, these both have the option for custom wavetables as well. Can we image select all image? Yeah, I'm sure we could import our own or something. But we'll see. Plug shape, I think, is something else. It's the shape of the actual plug here. So these are different controls. Okay. Okay, I see. And then envelope, right? You go here, envelope, adapt. There's going to be something here for that, probably. All right. I think I'm going to cut it here and figure out basically which plugin I want to learn first. And I think it's going to be Vital. I think Vital is going to be the most streamlined approach to actually getting good sound design sessions in where I'm at now. And then from there, once I know the process of sound design, I can kind of learn how to do that in the other software with different processes. But I think Vital is the most accessible. And it's a good entry point for where I'm at now as far as sound design. This has been interesting. Like I said, I didn't expect the stream to go in this direction. I thought I was just going to mess around with Vital, but then I ended up messing around with all of them, basically. I know there's some other generators out there. This isn't literally everything that I would use to produce, but... Cool, okay. Same time tomorrow.